As Windows subsystem for Linux helped Linux gain desktop market share. Since desktop Linux has excited fans and detractors alike have either hoped for and laughed about the year of Linux desktop. Now it seems that desktop Linux is starting to slowly gain market share, but why? Do we have so Microsoft and the Windows subsystem for Linux to thank for the introductions Linux to more people and the getting them interested in it. Microsoft creating its own competition. Desktop Linux is finally gaining market share. While many people assumed of the year of the Linux desktop is far away and the may never come, the little operating system that the could has gotten closer than ever before. While it still has a long way to go, Linux reached a desktop market share of the 4% at the end of the February 2024. This is biggest slice of the pie that the operating system has ever had. Of course, while this piles is in comparison to Windows, it does raise the question of why. There are plenty of the reason why Linux could catch up to Windows, at least theoretically, but these new users have to come from somewhere. It's unlikely that people completely new to computers are choosing to Linux install as their first foray into the computing and hoping between different Linux distribution would not count. So the answer must lie elsewhere. Do you have Microsoft thank for this Linux boost? 2016 was when Microsoft first launched at the subsystem for Linux, but at launch was not particularly easy to use and it had some accessibility issues. While some people like myself dove in right away, it was not until the launch of WSL 2 that the use of Linux on Windows became popular. This made it simple to run Linux commands on Windows. Windows 10 and Windows 11 is make the incredibly easy to start using Linux on your Windows computer. Sure, it takes a bit of bit to get started with WSL, but once you have done the background work, it's easy. All you need to do to install a new Linux distribution is such of it is the Windows Store. If the distribution you are looking for cannot be found there, chances are pretty good you will find an instruction on how to install it online. While there are other ways to get similar Linux features to Windows, they are much more finely. With this easy to of some sampling different varieties of Linux, it is easy to see how those who end up linking Linux could want to go to the next step and install it on their computer in the traditional senses. Is WSL actually Linux the desktop we need? The final question is if for some of these new Linux users are coming from Windows, how many will stick around? One of the biggest problems with the Linux has always been software compatibility, and that is still an issue. Even though more games than ever run on Linux, there are still plenty that only run on Windows. For many people, the Windows subsystem for Linux is the final evolution of Linux on the desktop. No, without, but still, the much easier option for the vast majority of people.